I am so devastated that Arcane Season 2 was the final for most of these characters, and hopefully we'll see them from time to time in the upcoming shows. They've told us that they're a year into the making of the new season and the new storyline, so we won't be that long into waiting for the new show. It has given me such bad art block because anytime I try to pick up a pencil, it feels like it's not even good enough. So today I will just be talking instead of drawing. But I'm not even too sad because I'm immersing myself in Arcane and edits people make of them, especially Echo and Jinx. One thing I won't do though is play League of Legends. Like, I've seen everyone who watches Arcane tell themselves that they will never play League of Legends, and I tried to play League of Legends when it first started coming out popular, but it's just not worth it. I wish it was first person shooter game. That I would 100% play. Arcane had one of the best character developments I've seen, giving each character something we can all relate to. The developers knew how to tug on our heartstrings and also give us banger songs that will always be timeless. Not like in those shows that already use a popular song to try to market their shows better. Since we are waiting as they left us wanting more and more, there are some shows that I believe can quench your hunger for good writing. And I try to pick ones that are pretty low on fans so that the chances of you watching these are less. I will be talking about the first episode so that you can get a feel of what the show is, but not to spoil anything else. First on the list is Magi. It came out in 2012 and it has 2 seasons with 1 season spin-off which is also amazing called Adventures of Sinbad. It is heavily based on 1001 Nights, which is a Middle Eastern folktale. The world is controlled by jinn holders, which they get by going into dungeons with various obstacles. This is an anime with amazing world building showing the characters in a human-like way. A lot of shows never seem to stick to their power skill, which causes the watcher not to comprehend or even feel excited when they use magic. But in this show it has a balance of nature, such as if you take, you also have to give. This is a really interesting concept with magic because that's how the world we live in is. The whole premise is following 2 characters, Alibaba and Aladdin, trying to resolve how corrupt the world is. One is very optimistic while the other one has lived life in the harshest terms, making him believe his dreams are unattainable. Both of them go through the hardship together, showing us 2 opposite opinions can be right.
She's a slave.
A slave?
Humans who get bought and sold. They're treated like mere property until the day they die. Pretty rotten world we live in, right?
I believe most of us watching Arcane fell in love with the fact how realistic the problems and characters can be due to circumstances and upbringings. This show can do that for you. Hilda is such a good winter show, giving us the point of view of being young and curious growing up wanting to explore. It has 3 seasons and 1 movie, and the show ended in 2023. Now this one might not be as depressing as Arcane or realistic, but it has a feel for the world building, and it shows us magical creatures being segregated by human judgment. Hilda is special for her outside and fresh views on the world instead of being scared of what is out there. We watch as her world expands little by little, and we get the same curiosity as we don't know what these creatures can do. Now that we are in December, this show is a must watch, especially if you live in a place that doesn't have snow. This will give you the same feeling as those winter movies. Deadly Class is the only one on the list that isn't animated, but it is close to the vibe of Arcane. Even though it's not animated, the color contrast they give to each character and mood to the story are phenomenal. If you're looking for fight scenes just like in Arcane, this show has that. I'm sad to say there is only 1 season of it as the views were too low, which sucks so bad, but still a good watch, and there is a character for everyone to relate to. This show starts off with following a homeless teen who gets recruited to learn deadly arts at a school full of delinquents. Even if you don't watch the show, the comic had such beautiful art style, which has 12 volumes to read. I forgot to add that there is little pieces of animation when they talk about their background stories, and it looks just like the comics. I'm seeing a lot of people come back to this show once they finish Arcane, so I wanted to mention it. They kind of have the same type of concept where both sides are being shown. The biggest difference I see is that it's a kids show, but that doesn't take away from the writing. When I first started it, I was really harsh since I liked the designs from back in 1985, but I still gave it a shot when it came out in 2020, and I do not regret it. What I really love about this show is that the main character starts off with not knowing anything of what is happening and what is Shira.
I saw talent in you the moment I found you as an orphan child and took you in.
All the stuff Adora knew from the beginning started to crumble in the first 10 minutes of the episode.
Hello, Adora.
Who are you? What's going on?
My name is Light Hope. I have been waiting a long time for you, but I could not reach you until you forged your connection with the sword.
You sent the sword?
The sword is meant for you.
It reminds me of one of those deep cartoons like Amazing World of Gumball or Adventure Time or Legend of Korra or Avatar The Last Airbender. And what I mean by that is we get to see their emotions and their friendships start to crumble or get closer, and it's a really good balance of kids show and emotions without having to undermine the situation. Out of all the recommendations I'm giving out, this show is the closest to Arcane I've ever seen a show be. Blue Eye Samurai came out in 2023 and has 1 season. Now this one was a beautiful work of art visually and written. This show is based in Japan back in the Edo period. There are amazing visuals of traditional Japanese art while instilling them in the animation. The different angles draw us like a painting to the focal point in every scene. Each character that is shown gives us a different valuable lesson on how to live life. I was watching this mostly laying down on my bed, and every time there was a fight scene, I would literally stand up. The only thing holding this show back is the plans for the upcoming season, as season 2 will only have 6 44-minute episodes. That will hopefully come out in 2026, but that isn't set. The first season gave me such high hopes that if more people keep speaking on it, it will have a higher chance, so I really hope you check this one out. Well, filled my void for good writing while Arcane season 2 came out. I hope you like my recommendations, and if you have any other shows or movies just like Arcane, drop them down below because I want more shows like that needs to be recognized.